Hi folks, this is Tom from Inspire Landscapes. Thanks for watching once again for the next video tutorial. And what I just wanted to show you here was in fact what I do after I have checked the sharpness of my photographs. You remember in my last tip there I was saying to you to zoom in, check at 100% that it's sharp so before you start working on it. Now I'm going to show you what I do to work my images. First things first, here in the histogram, let's just close all this up. Up here in the histogram in the top right hand corner, you will notice that I have these little square boxes ticked. So there's a triangle there with some square boxes. You want to tick those so that they're highlighted, so that they're white. And the reason being is this will show you whether or not your highlights have been clipped or your shadows have been clipped. Shadows on the left here, highlights on the right. And the reason we want to have those ticked, so to speak, or highlighted is the fact that if we have blown out our highlights, we probably don't want to start working on the image, simply because if our highlights are really blown out, there's no way we can recover the detail in the highlights. Hence, you'll remember my tip from a little while ago talking about checking your histogram on the back of the camera every time you take a photograph. Nothing's worse than having your highlights blown out, such as this, where you can't bring any detail back into that area. Now, why is it red? Because I've ticked these boxes here in the histogram. This indicates that you've blown out your highlights. So blown out highlights will appear as red pixels, and conversely, deep shadows or areas that have been clipped in the blacks, which will then print as 100% black, will show up as blue pixels, such as we see here. But thankfully enough, if I just double click on the exposure word there, it just takes me back to 0, and you'll see from this, we don't have any red pixels, we don't have any black pixels, and so therefore, as I've exposed that photograph, it was 1 second at f16 ISO 100. I had a neutral density filter on it, and what that's done is meant that I've got all the details in my bright highlights as well as all the details in my shadows, so I can go to town and start working on that picture. I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'm going to go on to cropping in the next video tutorial next week. Cheers guys, this is Tom from Inspire Landscapes. Feel free to keep on giving me that feedback and let me know what else you'd like me to cover in these little tips. Cheers, bye.